Morning, everyone. So it's really amazing and a privilege always to come and present at Round the Clock Trader. And I'm sure that some of you have already met me live there as well. I've seen you in my talks as well that I've done over there. So today morning is going to be all live trading. Okay, I think most of you already know me. You have come to our live trading week, come to our conferences, come to our talks. For those of you who don't know me, I'm the founder of Master the Markets Elite Traders Conference and the Traders Open Day. Just to give you a very quick brief of who we are, I don't want to take too much time because I just want to show you the action that's happening actually in the live trading markets. That's all the disclaimers over there. That's me to put a face to my name. I started off as a scientific researcher just to show you that. Didn't work out, went to make it happen. The three main things about our company: transparent track records, research-backed systems, and open door support. Find out more about us at masterthemarkets.net. All I just want to tell you, there will be interactive exercises today for you to win an opportunity to come and see us live at Traders Base Camp when you purchase a T-kit at 50% discount. Okay, right. So I just want to show you this at the moment. Stops to cash is the strategy that I'm going to be teaching you today. But before that, I just want to show you some stuff live in the markets as it's going on. Now, firstly, I must do mention that all this live trading, this is one of the main unique points about our company, because not only all our systems and strategies are research backed, but we also trade in real time as well, and we publish all those videos on our YouTube channel. Okay, so we'll be posting a link on our YouTube channel that you can also subscribe to. And not only that, I mean, if you want to follow us live and watch our videos anywhere, anytime you are traveling, then we have this WhatsApp group that we have that you can join, and you can basically watch our videos as our backend team posts that live trading videos that we are taking, just like today. Okay, just like today. Right, I want to run through some real-time trade probabilities today. I want to run through some real-time trade probabilities. Some of you may be asking and wondering, how do you join the WhatsApp group? We will be posting you the details very shortly on what you need to do. It will take you less than 10 seconds to join our WhatsApp group, and after that, you will get all our live trading videos. Okay, good. Now, let's analyze what we have today in terms of cable, right? So first of all, the first thing I do always mention in all my videos is, as intraday traders, before you trade any strategy, you need to have your concept and your objective. Okay, your concept and your objective. The concept for the morning glory strategy that I'm showing you right now is that price makes X range every day. Okay, price makes X range every day. What do I mean by that? Now take a look at this now, traders, right? You see, you can see that every day price moves a certain range. Yeah, every day, right? Every day price moves a certain range. If it doesn't move a certain range, then the open will be the same and the close will be the same. There won't be any highs or lows. So if every day it was that similar and the price doesn't move, what you will get on the chart is a horizontal line, just a straight line. That's what you're going to get, right? But if you have price movement, then you will have price making even higher highs or lower lows in comparison to the bars, bar by bar analysis. All right, so that's what we are saying. So now, based on that, what we're now deriving first is that price makes X range, X pips of range every day. And how do we find that X pips of range? Do you all want to go and type in into the chat box? How would I find that X number? How would I find that? What's the best way? What tool can I use to find that X pips of range every day? So the concept, to reiterate, the concept of this strategy is that price makes a certain range every day. Okay, that is for definite. All of us will agree and all of us will affirm that. Now, how will you find that certain or the X range every day? What tool would you use? Now, let me see all the answers coming in. Okay, let me see. Yeah, already okay. So I've already got people already telling me that basically you've got all the ATR, okay, Rick and all that. Okay, good. So you guys, some of you guys do know that. Right, so we can use the ATR, right? So if I were to use the ATR 10, so I put it from yesterday's bar because today's bar hasn't formed yet. So from yesterday's bar, what we have is 90 pips, okay? 90 pips. So 90 pips is what I have as the ATR. Okay, 90 pips is what I have as the ATR. So now from that concept, now I can draw up my price map. Okay, I can draw my price map. Now, traders, you must be very, very aware at the moment. Everything I'm going to be showing you is based on raw price. Okay, based on raw price. Okay, these are all research that we have done over the last 6-7 years with a team of elite traders. Okay, so that's what it's all about. It's raw price is what we are having over here. I'm going to show you more and more, and even the statistical probabilities as well. So not only this is 90 pips, now the ATR range, from that, what we have found from our research is that in cable, and we have an indicator for this for each currency as well, in cable, do you know what is the range it does 70% of the time? Do you know what is the range it does for 70% of the time? And do you know what is the range it does for 80 to 90% of the time? Go in and type in that. So you have an ATR 10 of 90 pips. What percentage of the time? What percentage of the time does it do a range which comes up to 70% of the time? What range does it do 70% of the time? Does it do 1 ATR? Does it do 0.9 ATR 70% of the time? Or does it do 1.2 ATR? What does it do? Has anybody done the research in this room? Traders, it's very imperative. It is very, very imperative that you must know the statistics before you trade. Because range trading is very, very critical because it's a very, very strong concept. So, okay. So in this room, almost no one knows the answer. Let me just type in the question what I just said. What percentage of the time, what is the ATR range that cable does 70% of the time? That's the question over there, and all of you can see that so that we all are clear of what the question is. I'll be covering a lot of this kind of concepts in real time with live trading in our WhatsApp group where the levels and the videos will be posted out. Okay. Right? If you want to know how to join it, just look at the chat box. Now, in terms of this, what we are looking at right now is, let me give you all this answer. Let me give all this answer. Shortcut your journey by at least 2 years. Okay, at least shortcut your journey by at least 2 years. 70% of the time, traders, 70% of the time, cable will form 0.7 ATR. 0.7 ATR. Okay, 60% of the time it will do 0.8. All right. And 80 to 90% of the time it would do 0.6. Okay. Now all the statistics for all of this has been formulated by our research team and our programmers. Okay. Let me just show you a glance of that, and you can see over here all the stats that we've got over here. All right. All based on this probabilities that I've just showed you, over 2,372 trades. Okay, that's what we've we've got over there. Now, let me tell you now, couple of things that are very critical in this price map. So the first thing I've told you is 0.7 and 0.8 ATR. So that's why I've got it drawn on my price map over here on my diagram. The next thing what I do want to mention to you is the two critical levels that you can take note every day is the previous daily high and the previous daily low. Take note of them. They're very critical as well. So previous daily high and previous daily low. All right, previous daily high and previous daily low. Now, does anybody in the room know why is that important? Why is those levels important? Previous daily high and previous daily low. Why is that important? Okay, I'm seeing some answers over here. That's not really that true. Anybody else? There's a few answers coming in. So why is that previous daily high and previous daily low important? Now, the usual answers I'm really getting is support, resistance, trend, you know, those are the usual answers I'm getting. Now, it's got to, no, all right, as I expected, I mean, most of you really don't know the answer. And here, listen, I'm going to tell you something very, very important here, which actually only took me, when my trading mentor actually taught me this, it didn't make sense straight away, okay? It took me like 2 years really for the penny to drop. And I'm going to tell you the answer right now. But I don't expect most of you to really understand, fully understand and comprehend it, okay? The reason, one of the reasons why we look at the PDH and the PDL, you're all right in terms of all these technical terms of support and resistance, but there's one very strong market logic. There's one strong market logic behind this. And when you know this, you will have more conviction on these levels. Now, the market logic is this, traders. Behind yesterday's high and lows, there's a lot of entry orders and there's a lot of mainly stop loss orders, okay? Or I can say stop orders. Stop orders can be for entry or for stop loss, okay? Because a buy stop can be either be an entry or a stop loss. So it can be an entry to go long or can be a stop loss to cover your short position. So since there are a lot of stop orders and since brokers make their money out of filling transactions, therefore, since this model is based on transaction filling, because that's how the broker can make the money, because of course nobody would do anything if they're not able to make a single penny out of it, because that's how the economic structure has been built. So therefore, since there's a lot of orders that the broker can fill here, the price will move there. Either to the previous day high or previous day low. Now, do you know, let me ask you something else. Now, do you all know the percentage probability that it will break its previous day's high or previous day's low? Do you all know the percentage probability? Type into the chat box if you know the percentage probability of it breaking out the previous day's high or previous day's low. I can see that most of you right now already typing it in and all just making educated guesses at the moment. You must have your research, traders. You must have your research. Okay, I can see that in this room, probably no one really knows the answers to all of this. Now, do understand that if you're trading without all this knowledge, you're just waiting to be getting slaughtered in the market by professionals like us. Because we'll be just eating away your stops, just like what I'm talking to you and explaining to you right now. Now, let me tell you the probability of it taking out the high or the low of yesterday. There's an 80% probability, 80% probability. And if you want to know why, what's the reasoning behind that, go and watch our previous videos that we have done. And I also talked about these probabilities in the last London Forex Expo as well. If you want to get those videos, you can always email us and we will be happy to send them over to you. Okay, you can purchase them. Right. Now, 80% of the time, it can take out its high or low, because it can form either a higher high or a lower low, so 80% of the time. But how do we put the probabilities to either one side? How do we do that? Now let me explain to you. Now yesterday, how you can do that is you got to find out from yesterday's bar whether it closed above its mid-range, whether it closed above its mid-range. Yesterday it did close above its mid-range of its bar. Once it closes above its mid-range, there's a 70% probability that it would take out its high, okay? 70% probability that it would take out its high. Now, not only that, I'll tell you one more thing as well. Now, you can see currently price has come to 3 pips away from its previous day's high. Currently, price has come 3 pips away from its previous day's high. Now, once it has done that, you will expect cable to take out the previous day's high by X number of hours. By X number of hours. Now this is what we call, and in our previous YouTube videos or live trading videos that we post on the WhatsApp group, we talk about this as we call it time-based studies. Time-based studies. Now does anybody know whenever cable comes to 5 pips or 10 pips from its high, previous day's high or previous day's low, do you know how long it would take to take out the previous day's high or low? Go in and type in into the chat box if you know the X number of hours that cable would take to take out the previous day's high or low if it comes to less than or equal to 10 pips away from the previous day's high or low. What would that answer be? Okay, now you just got to ask yourselves, is this educated guesses or is this out of pure research? Most of you are saying it's all educated guesses, and that's not good, because you know what happens when it's educated guess. Fear will start to creep in. Subjectivity starts to move in. You don't have conviction in your trading. Okay, traders, over here, traders, you must understand that when we are giving you all the stats and everything, trade and everything, we are telling you as is how is trading, because trading should be based on probabilities, not just on hype. Over here, we're here to establish the truth in this industry. Okay? No hype, no nonsense, right? Okay, now the X number of hours, what we found, 66% of the time is 2 hours. Within 2 hours, it would take out its previous day's high. Okay? Within that hour, there's at least 50% of them. Within that hour, there will be at least 50% of them which take out the previous day's high. So if this doesn't take it out within the next 2 hours, this being the first hour and another bar next hour, then my trail will get aggressive if you're looking to take out your profit at the previous day's high. So let me tell you right now, in terms of considering these two probabilities, which is it's coming near to 3 pips, less than 10 pips of its previous day's high. So less than 10 pips of its previous day's high. That's the first point. The second point, yesterday's close being above its mid-range. Based on this, there's a very high probability that it will take out its high in the next 1 to 2 hours. So within this bar and the next bar, there's a 66% probability that it will take out its previous day's high. Okay. The final stats I want to tell you is, since the concept of this strategy is to mention that price will make a certain range every day. So therefore, the objective of this strategy is to capture X amount of range every day. Okay. The objective of this strategy then, in line with the concept, is to capture X amount of range every day, because the concept is that price will make an X amount of range every day, at least 80% of the time. Okay, that's the concept. Price moves a certain range every day. Price moves a certain range every day. That's the concept. Objective is, the target objective is We want to capture at least 80% of that range. Okay, whichever X range that it does 80% of the time, that's what we want to capture. Right. Now, based on all of that, then you might say, okay, Thiru, this is all well good and said, but what is the chances that once it takes out the previous day's high, what are the chances, that it will continue to move in that direction and make its range? What are the chances that it will continue to move in that range, move in that direction to make that range? So what are the chances once it takes out its previous day's high, where currently right now there's a 70% probability that it can do that? What are the chances that once it takes out its previous day's high, that it will continue to move in that direction to make its range? Do you all know the probabilities towards this, or have you all even asked this question even before? Go and type into the chat box if you know the answer to this. Yeah, most people won't know. And I know a lot of you are saying, not sure, thinking, what will I type in? Some of you putting question marks in. I can totally understand. Because traders just taking out the high continuously on a high percent probability is not going to put money in your pocket. But it will add a strong edge to your favor if you know how to align all of them together. And this is what we really talk about at Traders Basecamp, a full 2-day workshop, immersion with the professionals, which can shortcut your journey. Because over the 20,000 traders that we've talked to, some people have wandered around in this industry for 10 years without making a single penny from the market. And I've had people like that come into the workshop. You must know these probabilities and stack them together. Okay? Right. So let's observe what happens in this market today. In terms of a higher time frame bias, today we have it to the upside based on one factor, but based on two factors, no, we don't have that. So I'm actually staying away from the market today. But if you were to take a position, it would be definitely towards the long side, at least taking out the previous day's high. After it takes out the previous day's high, I would say the stop loss management should get aggressive. Okay, should get aggressive. A couple of things are showing up on this lower time frame that the probability and stacking is to the upside. I've got all these green lines over here, which also puts the probability towards my side as well. Okay, right. So that's what we have at the moment in terms of cable. That's what we do have. Right. If I get a furthermore retracement of this price towards the downside, then I will definitely be looking at a position, because my reward to risk ratio will also be increased and be in my favor. But looking at the momentum right now, highly probably we will get that. So we will look to see to break that high, and we can continue to see that. Now, for those of you who've been listening and everything, I'm going to give you all the first question, an interactive exercise that will give you a chance, to win a Trader's Essential Kit. Okay? So this is what we are going for. I'm going to give you a question right now that will give you a chance to come onto our Traders Basecamp workshop for free if and when you buy a Traders Essential Kit at 50% discount. Okay, so prize winners of this next question, when you buy a ticket for 50% discount, you will get a free ticket to Traders Basecamp. But we'll go through this in much more detail and so much more high value content over there to make sure that your trading gets into consistent profitability. Okay, right. So now let me just put this now over here. The question is, what is the concept of the morning glory strategy. What is the concept of the morning glory strategy? Okay, I've posted that question to all of you. The first person to answer it correctly will stand a chance to come and meet us live and hang around with the professionals for 2 full days. Imagine the amount of immense knowledge you're going to get and the immense growth you're going to get out of that. Okay. Right, I'm getting a few answers over here. I'm going to give the prize to Rick. Okay, Rick. Right. So Rick, you will get the prize. You've said objective, you come quite close, is to capture the range every day, and you've given a more specific answer, which is 80% of the range. So if you can just send us your contact details, and our team will contact you. Okay. All we need from you is your email address and your phone number. Okay. Email address and phone number, and then our team will contact you. Okay, good. So I will move on. So today, based on all of this, I'm going to give you all a strategy that you all can use. I can give you all a strategy that you all can use in the markets. Okay. Right. So stops to cash is the strategy, and we've gone through this in our live trading week as well. What this is a reversal contrarian move. Traders, I'm going to give you all some really strong points over here that will put the edge massively to your favor. So listen up very carefully. I'm going to be giving you certain points that you can be using, that will be very, very highly favorable and profitable for you. Okay, right. So that's what stops to cash is about. So reversal contrarian move is about driving the stops out and exiting on the higher time frame. All right. So let's move on into the next slide where it teaches you about the entries. Now the first thing you need to look at, and I'll tell you this and you can jot this down, is we'll be looking at the daily time frame to formulate a bias. The first thing that you need to do in terms of your entries for stops to cash, you need to formulate a bias. Now the bias is derived from your daily time frame. You look at your bias. I'll give you a clue what you can look at. You can take a look at your daily time frame, and as long as you have 2 bars, only bars, yeah, we're only looking at bars, which has got higher highs and higher lows, and also a higher close, take your bias to the upside. If you have 2 bars which are lower lows and lower highs, then take your bias to the downside. That's your first point. So take it from the higher time frame. Okay? Whenever you have a mismatch, I would say that for now, stay away. Okay? Because we got so much statistical studies, we can still take it when it's a mismatch. That's what I show in the YouTube videos that we post in our WhatsApp group. Okay? So that's massive learning for you in terms of the WhatsApp group over there. All right. Okay, good. So you can see over here that yesterday, in terms of that, you can see compared to these 2 bars, you take the previous day's 2 bars, you can see that there was 2 bars over here. Let me just draw it accordingly. 1 red bar and a green bar. One red bar and a green bar. You can see that that is a lower low, and that is a high, and that's a lower high, right? It's a lower high. So that's what you have. But however, the close was higher, so we have a mismatch, isn't it? We don't have the exact setup, so we won't be taking this. If you were trading this strategy, you won't take this trade today. Understand? I'm just teaching you one way where it will give you very, very high quality setups. All right, so that's the best way that you can make money, because what's important is not the number of trades you're taking, but how much money you are making. Understand? Right. Okay. So now the next thing is we want a downward move on the 1 hour time frame. We want the stops to stack up. So today, if I were to take, let's say, imagine that today, according to our statistical probabilities, we would take this on a bias on the upside, okay? But based on the stops to cash strategy, if I were to wait for a sell-off, which is the stops to stack up, I do not have it at the moment because trade has moved more or less in the upward direction. I need a sell-off, traders. I need a sell-off of at least 3-4 bars consecutively, which I don't have at the moment. I only got one. You can see this bar here. Understand? So that's what we are missing at the moment. Yeah. Okay, so that's what you are waiting for. Now let me tell you one critical point that will help you massively, and listen up very carefully here, because once you go and look at this in the market and in any instrument, this will massively put the edge in your favor. So let me tell you this critical point right now. Okay, if you're all ready, I'll tell you all right now what that point is. Now, this sell-off that I mentioned to you, yeah? Now listen up very carefully. When you wake up and you want to place a trade at 8 a.m., the open of the European session and the UK session as well, observe the range from midnight to 8 a.m. So here I've drawn for you 7 bars, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this will bring you to the 7 a.m. 1 hour bar, which is also the same as 8 a.m. Now the second thing what you need to do, is draw out the range for that day. You need to draw out the range for that day. You need to draw out the low and the high. You need to draw the low and the high for the day. Yeah, the intraday range, high and low. Intraday range, high and low. Intraday range, high and low. Now let me show you on the chart what I mean by that. So today, as you can see, you've got the intraday range high, which is on this bar, and intraday range low on this bar, isn't it? So that's your midnight bar, and that's your 7 a.m. bar. So between midnight and 8 a.m., what is the highest and lowest part of the range? So you can see this one and that one here. Understand? Yeah? So that's what we are saying. Now, between that range, what I want you all to do is, based on the second point, once you have mapped out the highest and lowest part, I want you all to see a sell-off. I want to see a sell-off that either takes out the high or the low, depending on which direction you're going. So let me explain. If you're taking on a bias on the upside, yeah, if you're taking on a bias on the upside, what I want you to do is wait for the sell-off to occur such that it takes out the low. All right, I want it to let it sell all the way to take out the low of the range. Understand? The only time you would not wait for it to take out is intraday range if the 7 a.m. bar is already the lowest part of the range. The only time you would not wait for it to take out the intraday low or high is when the 7 a.m. bar is already the lowest part of the range for a bias on the upside. Okay, so that's enough of that on that side. So I believe that those of you who are very keen to making this work, I've given you a very strong edge in the market that we have found that you can use to boost up your trading performance. The next thing is a price bar analysis. Once you have that sell-off, wait for a reversal bar pattern, a reversal price bar pattern, which closes above its 50% mid-range on the 1 hour time frame. Okay, cool. That's to do with that. Some more additional rules you can put on. Stochastic 20% oversold point if you are going long on that particular basis. Reward to risk ratio at least more than 1 to 1. If you get a bit more seasoned, you can do more than 0.5 to 1 as well. Okay, more than 0.5 to 1 as well. And the final one, placing the order, you can do a pending order in the beginning. If you do not have all the price level maps and the price studies that we have done, if you want to do it, then you can do a pending order, okay, just to be a bit more safe. Sometimes based on some critical analysis of the price, we will enter on the close, and you can see all of this, all of us doing this live on the YouTube video posted to our WhatsApp group. If you want to join our WhatsApp group, just post in your number and we'll tell you how to join it. That's all you have to do. Okay. All right. So that's to do with the entries. That's to do with the entries. All right. At the moment. Okay, good. So that brings us to our next question. On stops to cash. That brings us to our next question on stops to cash. So what is the next question? Okay, what is the next question? Okay, so let me ask you all this question. Let's see who gets this right the first time round. Okay, first time round. When we are looking for price reversal bar pattern, when we're looking for a price reversal bar pattern, and let me just type this in. When we are looking for a price bar reversal pattern, where must the close of the bar be in relation to its range? Okay, so I've done that to you all. Okay, good. So I've sent that over to you all. Okay, good. So Ankit, you are the first one to say that. And there you go. You got the prize. Okay. You've got the prize. Ankit Agarwal. All right. If you want to send us your contact details, your email address, and your phone number, and then our team will follow up with you. And the good news is, traders, I mean, if you're really keen and all that, we have a full 2-day Traders Basecamp coming up on this weekend, on this Saturday and Sunday. Okay, and we ensure that these Basecamp workshops are not filled up with like 50, 100 people, to give the quality knowledge for a good ratio of presenter to client. We usually cap them at about 18 to 20 people in the classroom, so that you get the best amount of one-to-one time and the best amount of client to presenter time as well. All right. So currently, right now, we already have about 16 people already booked onto the Basecamp. We got about 1 or 2 more spaces. So if you're interested, so definitely do get in contact with us. Okay, massive amount of value over there, and we're looking for committed, determined traders. Okay, traders. So now let's move on to the stop loss section. Let's move on to the stop loss section. All right. So now let's moving on this. Let's take a look at the stops, on how we place the stops on this strategy. Before I move on, is there any questions that you all have? Any questions that you want me to answer? I will take them later on as well. I'll answer them later on. And I also want to show you also a live trade that we're currently on as well, in terms of our end of day strategies as well. You can also see in our WhatsApp group and our YouTube videos that currently smart money is up 4,000 pounds just in the last 3-4 weeks. I've been placing it. Very low frequency but very high profitability trades. Okay, currently based on that, we are also up on the dollar yen as well. Now let me show you a very quick brief on dollar yen at the moment. Now dollar yen, we got in on 2 positions. We got in 2 positions. One is the smart money based on this bar alone, even before the swing high got confirmed by our smart money indicator. So we entered on the high of this. Currently we are in. Yesterday was a small pullback. Now it's coming back in our favor. That isn't the point. The point is to follow a strategy based on the statistical probability. Do remember that over here, everything we're transparent. Every loss we take is transparent. Every profit we take is transparent. Not only that, traders, it's cumulative. The trades are cumulative. And most traders that you follow, any other trading companies that you go that I have been to, they do not show you a track record which is cumulative. Okay, a cumulative track record a cumulative track record would look something like this. Let me show you. Cumulative track record will look something like this. See, for example, it will show you every trade by trade that you take. And these are the videos that we post on in our WhatsApp group, okay, on the YouTube and through our WhatsApp group channel, right? And you can see every single trade that we have taken, every single loss as well. That is called cumulative. Currently, right now, Morning Glory is up just under £1,000 this month over the last 15 days of trading. Okay, very tough conditions in the market just because the elections are coming, so it's getting stagnant. Understand? Cable is getting stagnant, but still, we're able to make money out of that job because of the statistical probabilities that we do have over here. Right, the final thing what I do want to mention in terms of that strategy, what I've just mentioned to you, is that the stop loss that you got to put it at the low of the setup, and once you have to trail it, so if that bar becomes the lowest point of the range, then of course simply put it for the low of that bar or the low of the setup. Or if you have to trail it after that, then trail every 2 1-hour bars. Trail every 2 1-hour buyer bars. If you want to make it more stronger, you can do it every 2 1-hour buyer bars. Okay, 2 1-hour buyer bars. Good. Swiftly moving on. The next thing is your target. Your target has got to be based on a swing high, swing low on a daily time frame or on a 1-hour time frame, or you can make it to X pips of the range, which I gave you some clues on how you can do that as well. 0.7 or 0.8 ATR. All right, you can test and adapt it. That you have to do your homework. Of course, if you're on the shortcut, hang around the professionals and move forward faster with them. Okay, that's what you can do. Right, so okay, so great. I'm just aware of time, and we are just coming down to the last part of the presentation. Money management you must have. I don't have much time to cover on that. Some live trading week examples that I want you all to go and look at in your own time. I've already shown you some live example at the moment as it is happening. Okay, as it is happening live in the market. Okay, so the final question. The final question towards getting our ticket at a 50% discount, which includes a free ticket to our invaluable, priceless Traders Basecamp workshop, where you will spend 2 full days with us, with the professionals, which can massively shortcut your journey and massively turn your equity curve positive. So the questions are here. The questions are this. For a long trade, how should we trail our stop loss? And finally, what is the objective of stops to cash? I would just say that since we've already answered this question here, just tell me the answer to this. For long trade, how should we trail our stop loss? Anybody will get the answer right in the beginning, the first one, and then we'll get the prize. Okay, already can see that some of you are already typing in your answers. I'm still awaiting the first answer to come true, which is correct. Okay. Okay, I will just move on swiftly just to see if anyone gets it right, and then we'll give the answer prize off to them. All right, I've got the correct answer out of the silver answers that we got so far, which is Graham S. Congratulations. Okay, every 2 1-hour bars we trail the stop loss. Graham, if you want to post in your contact details, your name and your email address, contact details, name and email address, then we'll be able to send you the prize. All right, send you the prize. Okay, so there you go. Right, so that's pretty much that in terms of the presentation here. By right now, you would have seen us trade in real time, and you have also seen a stops to cash strategy as well, and taking questions and answers. Currently, right now, just got about 2-3 minutes right now. If you want to ask me any questions at all, you're more than welcome. You're more than welcome. Okay, so that's pretty much that in terms of us, in terms of the presentation. In terms of those of you, some of you might be wondering, some of you might be asking us as well on how you can get the Traders Essential Kit. Traders Essential Kit, you can just book it online. There will be a link coming through. The value is $499, but we're giving it away at £97 plus VAT, and that comes together with a 50% discounted TV ticket. But of course, for those of you prize winners, you get this at 50% discount, and you get a free ticket altogether for Traders Basecamp. Immense value. Okay. For those of you who are living overseas, not in the UK, two options. Some of the people who won the prize have flown down all the way to come and attend our Traders Basecamp workshop because they know the value of it. But some of you can't do that. You can always talk to our team on alternatives. Okay. Right. We've got a lot of digital products that you can learn distantly as well. Okay, all the questions that are coming in on how many DVDs and all that will all be answered by our backend team. Currently, I would say there are 7, because there's 7 steps to making the Traders Essential Kit, to making your success. So there are 7 DVDs altogether. Okay. No, somebody's asking me, is this based on currencies? No, definitely not. Everything that we talk about here is based on price, and it can be used on any instrument altogether. Okay. With the answers that you derive from the questions, you can use it at any instrument altogether. Okay. Right. Okay, that's the end of my presentation. It's coming to 9 minutes to 10. What I would say right now, if you all got any other questions, you can definitely ask me. At this moment as well, I think maybe if Rishi is around as well, maybe he can just come in and talk to you just about the 1 or 2 trades maybe that we're also on in terms of the other end of day strategies, because I know that some of you may not be able to do intraday trading every single day, so you can look into end of day strategies as well. So we give you a brief overview of the end of day strategies that we are currently doing and that we are currently on as well. Okay, I'll continue to monitor this intraday trade, and I'll post all the updates for you all with a video today on our WhatsApp group. So if you want to join it, simply just post your number and then we will be contacting you. And at this moment, I must do mention as well, traders, that because of how this industry has become, some traders now also got a lot of blogs and thinking that, oh, if you give our numbers away, people will start keep hounding us, calling us. This doesn't happen in Master the Markets because our ideology is totally different. We are traders first traders. We're traders first. We are trainers second. We've got no intention to waste our time and waste your time by just hounding you and calling you and spamming you. We want to give you quality knowledge that will move you forward with your trading performance and boosting your equity curve. We are here with one mission: to establish the truth in this industry, because a lot of nonsense is happening over here by hindsight trading and by a lot of wishy-washy talk. And this is why in our presentation already you would have found out that we talk over here in a quantified manner, which is statistically based. And you will start to see that the more and more you follow us, the more and more you see our blog videos, the more and more you see us on our WhatsApp group videos and all our live trades that we take in real time. No hindsight trading over here. Forward going. All right. Okay, that's pretty much that over here from me. I'm going to hand it over to Rishi just for a quick overview of the trades that we are currently on.
Thank you very much for that. Thanks very much for that, and very warm welcome to everyone this morning. Simon, so I won't be taking too long, just 2 minutes or so, to give a quick overview on the trades we're taking end of day. Obviously, our ideal case scenario is that we can place some trades with you all intraday, but if that doesn't happen, we're not going to force ourselves to place trades, because over here we're traders first and then trainers. We're not out here to impress anyone. We're trading the market live, real time, for our own wealth creation, and what we do feeds into the training business perfectly. So as there were no intraday trades this morning for us, I'm going to walk you through some of the end of day trades that we're taking at the moment. There are 2 setups that we're looking at the moment. The first one is on the Liftoff 3.0 trading strategy here at Master the Markets. Now that's a very concise trading strategy that looks at moving averages, retracements, mean reversions, very heavily quantified. using a key rule set, which is tightly made so that it's non-disputable. We know exactly where we're getting in. And I can give you a live trade that we're actually running at the moment here. We're hovering around the entry point, and that's why I'm calling this market at the moment. So on the dollar Japanese yen at the moment, we are long from the close of this particular bar just here. This bar here has actually given us what we call a confirmation on our smart money indicator. You can see the smart money indicator here is on the screen, and this is a confirmation bar on that. It's also closed above the 200 period moving average as well. We've also seen a key retracement Fibonacci, more than 38.2%. Now, there are actually a total of 7 rules. Actually, my mistake, there are a total of 8 rules we look for regarding an entry. I've given you 3 of them. I can't go over all of them, but what I want you to know is that the exact entry that we took on this trade dollar yen was 111.76. You can see the current price is 111.85. We're 9 pips above that entry point. Our stop on this trade was below the low of this buyer bar just here. So this is a buyer bar that's got a low here of 111.85. So our stop 111.83, 11083. So I'm just punching your levels into the chat box as well for you for absolute clarity. So that's the stop loss there. The entry, as I said already, was on the close of this bar. That was 111.76. In fact, it was 111.78, including the spread. And the target currently set is for the last swing high just here, as denoted by the Master of the Markets indicator. There's no dispute on that. So that's where it is just there. It's on the high of this bar at 111. Sorry, it's on the high of this bar at 114.35. 114.35 is the target. So 114.35, I've shared the levels there with you. Now, if you would like, this trade will be held over multiple days. If you would like to receive the updates on how we manage this, including how we trail the stop loss, all in real time, and where we take the profit or loss, if any, then we will go ahead and update you in the WhatsApp environment. If you'd like to be a part of those updates, all you need to do is simply shoot us back your number, which is WhatsApp enabled, add us to your phone book, and we will actually go ahead and set you up on that broadcast list. The great thing about that is your details are kept privately because it's a broadcast list, not a group, which is public. And of course, then will be able to exclusively receive those updates. We'll also update you with key trading videos and analysis we're doing. I want to take this opportunity to thank you all for joining in. We look forward to interacting with you on the WhatsApp group. Until the next time, stay disciplined, follow your plan, trade like a master. Have a great day all.
Well, thank you very much, Rishi and Thiru, of course, for that first hour's presentation on their trading strategies. Rishi, if that's all, I'll take back the controls now from you. And
thank you very much, Simon. Wishing you a fantastic day ahead, sir.
Thank you. Yeah,